Yo, what is up, guys? Delboy here. So, Sebastian Fundora defeats Daniel Lewis by a unanimous decision in a 10-round fight. Now, this was a battle of the prospects. Going into this fight, Sebastian Fundora had a record of 13 wins, no defeats, 1 draw, and Daniel Lewis was 6-0 going into this fight. So, both guys were prospects, and to be fair, both guys went out there and they tried to make a statement. It was a good competitive fight, pretty fun to watch, and yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I believe the right man got the decision. I felt a couple of the scorecards were a little bit harsh. One of the scorecards had Daniel Lewis only winning 2 rounds. I felt he did a little better than that, but regardless, in my opinion, the correct man got the decision. I felt for the most part Sebastian Fundora was more effective, and he was landing the more eye-catching shots. He was busting Daniel Lewis's face up throughout the fight with left uppercuts, some nice jabs. He was landing the eye-catching shots, and he was really making the most of his superior physical advantages. And Sebastian Fundora is 6'6" at super welterweight. He is crazy tall for that weight class. He's insanely tall. And, you would expect him to really get behind the jab and maintain range, but no, he was actually fighting on the inside, and he was trying to be the physical boss in there. He was trying to outman Daniel Lewis, and, for the most part, I felt that's what he did, and in doing so, he was also landing the better shots. So for me, Sebastian Fundora definitely won the fight, but Daniel Lewis had some good moments. Round 2, for example, he bust Sebastian Fundora's nose, landed some good shots. Round 8, again, another good round for Daniel Lewis, landed some pretty good shots, boxed a little bit more while applying pressure. So Daniel Lewis had success. He made Fundora work throughout. But for me, like I say, I just felt Sebastian Fundora's work was just a little cleaner, and there was a little bit more quality there. And yeah, in my opinion, the right man got the decision. As for Fundora's future career at super welterweight and beyond, I've got to say, he's entertaining, but I'm really not convinced by him, in regards to him being a top fighter or an elite level prospect. To me, there's just far too many holes. Defensively, he's not great at all. He gets hit with overhand rights for fun, and he doesn't really seem to deal with pressure that well. Daniel Lewis was a basic pressure fighter, and he was getting plenty of shots away to body and head. The defense really needs a lot of work, and a part of that will be actually Sebastian Fundora actually managing distance correctly. For such a tall, long guy, the guy doesn't fight from range. His jab really isn't where it needs to be. It's an okay shot, but he needs to throw it out there with a lot more authority, and he needs to throw it out there a lot more consistently. So the jab, he really needs to work on that, and add a consistent jab to his arsenal. I don't think his feet are particularly great. He was kind of putting himself in bad positions for Daniel Lewis to capitalise on. But Daniel Lewis was only at a certain level, and even he was having a lot of success in this fight. So as a prospect, I don't really rate Sebastian Fundora that highly. Quite frankly, it sounds harsh, but in reality, he's just a bit of a gimmick, to be quite honest. He's a 6'6" super welterweight. Apart from that, I'm really struggling to see what he really brings to the table. In all honesty, I expect this guy to get found out very soon when he approaches the higher levels of the game. Anyway, share your thoughts below. What did you make of Sebastian Fundora's performance? Peace.